Do you want to strengthen your relationship through better sex? There's a specific way that needs to happen, and that's through having unitive sex. Probably not a term you've ever heard before. Most people haven't, but today we're going to be talking about how to have unitive sex that bonds you deeper, both of you deeper, inside your relationship. When the sex is better for both parties, it's amazing. Chef's kiss. It's amazing how this works when you really get down to it and build a great relationship where the physical intimacy is driven by that unitive experience. I'm going to show you how that is supposed to work here in just a minute. That doesn't sound right. I'm going to teach you how that is supposed to work here in just a minute. Not that kind of a channel, but we will get there together, and I will show you at the end of this video, especially how to make it happen step by step. To get there, we have to talk about what the differences are in the different types of sex that couples are usually having and why it's important that we shift toward more of a unitive perspective so that long term, you're still having great sex in your 70s and 80s. Does that sound pretty good? Well, maybe not right now, but it will when you're in your 60s and 70s, heading toward your 70s and 80s. We will get you there, and you can grow old together in fun, fashionable style. Now, to get there, I'm going to be talking about all kinds of things related especially to attachment, bonding, connection, oxytocin, vasopressin. There's a bunch of pieces I'm going to be talking about today, and there are resources for things like this on my website, adamlanesmith.com. So any resources you hear about me talk about here today should be available on there. If you can't find them, send me an email at support@adamlanesmith.com. I love fielding questions from you guys, or drop your questions down in the comments below. Comments help the algorithm anyway, so if you leave a comment that says, Adam, great video, thanks for all the sex tips, that'd be fantastic. Thank you for leaving that in advance. Drop those comments down below, or any questions you have, get them to me. I want to answer those pieces. But again, remember, website, adamlanesmith.com. So what is sex supposed to be? Sex is important in a relationship because it releases a ton of great hormones. It bonds the two of you together. It releases stress. It helps you feel better. It maybe helps you have babies. It helps you have recreational time together. It is supposed to make both of you feel fulfilled and close and loved and cared for, and it very rarely goes that way for many couples. Many couples experience, instead of unitive sex, divisive sex. Sex that is just routine, sex that is utilitarian, sex that's transactional, sex that is just sort of like, let's go through the motions and make this work. Okay, fine. They don't even make eye contact. There's a number of problems that this can happen. If you're watching this video, odds are good that your sex life is not as good as you'd like it to be. Maybe it's not horrible. I'm not going to assume it's terrible, but it could be that your sex life is not where you want it to be, and you don't know why. It's possible, for example, in your relationship, that the guy who makes no eye contact and is staring like this down at the woman's body the entire time, and then, whoa, hey, I forgot you were here, and realizes she's still there. It may be that she's sitting there the whole time like, is this supposed to feel good? What are we doing here? How do I even ask for something different? I don't even know if I should. Maybe she's closing, what did they used to say? Close your eyes and think of England. Maybe she's going about that way. Maybe she hates it. Maybe he hates it. Some guys struggle to perform. Some guys struggle to rise to the occasion because their stress is up. Some guys have performance anxiety. Some guys go way too fast without wanting to or meaning to. Sometimes it's just not right. Sometimes it just doesn't feel good. Sometimes you develop fetishes and obsessions in certain ways you shouldn't. Pornography use, for example, can get men focused and fixated on body parts and specific actions, and they fetishize those things, and so they drive toward almost a masturbatory experience in the sex life, and the wife is just there, or the girlfriend's just there. She's just like, all right, you're gonna use my body for about 5 minutes and then we're gonna be done? Well, all right, I will take care of my own needs afterward, I guess. This is really not what I was hoping for. And she'll do it to try to make him happy, keep the peace. She'll be like, hey, can we ever? And he's like, what is emotional intimacy? What is that? Then they have no idea what to do. Or they're driving and he's really trying to drive them towards specific sex acts. He's like, no, this will be great. You really need it. Hanging from the chandelier with like 3 corn dogs in one hand and potato salad over here on this camera. And like, no, it's not supposed to go that way. Unitive sex is about the experience between the two of you and the sharing that you experience together as a couple as you go through this experience together for mutual fulfillment, but for fun. Good sex should be fun for both people. It doesn't necessarily have to include full physical climax and orgasm for both people. It doesn't have to, but it often does, because when you're having great unitive sex, there's a hormone flowing called oxytocin. Oxytocin is crucial for human arousal for men and women, and especially for women, to really be fully aroused. This is why women usually want to have a discussion or a date or holding hands before, or just like looking into each other's eyes, and some foreplay releases oxytocin. All of these pieces are supposed to be not performative, but unitive, fun, engaging, legitimately two human beings sharing a moment and enjoying that moment together. Does that sound far-fetched? I'm sorry to hear that, but it doesn't have to be. Unitive sex is all about enjoying that moment together. So how do you do that? Let's talk about the how. Unitive sex, first and foremost, needs to be shared. That means probably eye contact. It doesn't have to be serial killer eye contact where you're staring like this, talking in a Batman voice the entire time. Although it could be. Hey, maybe you guys enjoy that. But short of a Batman or serial killer role play, a good eye contact, checking in once in a while, a smile, remembering that you're with each other. Instead of obsessing just over body parts and actions, sharing that moment, laughing. You know, some couples stop to tickle each other. Sometimes, and in a non-sexual way, they literally a tickle fight, or literally like playing with each other, having fun with each other, laughing, sharing the moment. If your expressions are just like this the entire time and you're just fixated on the sensation, that's not unitive. You're fixated within your own body. You are internalizing instead of sharing. Sharing the moment with your partner usually means having a great life together before the bedroom hits, before you get to the doorway, before your clothes are off and you're flying through the chandeliers and across, through the windows, into the closet, whatever it is, before you're going wild. It's usually having a good discussion together, having good attachment together, building your attachment together, making good decisions together, working on goals together, spending the day together, holding hands, talking with each other, checking in about your day, building little pieces of oxytocin so that you have some when you get to the good parts, and then you want to do foreplay. Foreplay is physical affection. The physical intimacy should spring from the emotional intimacy. Physical intimacy from the oxytocin that you're building should build from oxytocin that you have built all day long together as a couple emotionally. The emotional relationship that you share together, therefore, should provide the oxytocin to lead into physical affection, so that foreplay is not a chore, especially for the man. Foreplay is not a chore that you are just doing to try to get her engine to go and turn over as fast as possible. Come on, lady, we're on a time limit here. It is, hey, we had a great day together. Now we're kissing, now we're hugging, now we're groping, now we're, knocking the dishes off the table so we can make room. Now we're, the fun stuff that couples do when they're getting ready, but when they're both really in the mood and enjoying it. That oxytocin comes from a life together, not from on the spot. So as you build that oxytocin and you build into the fun experience, then you have the unitive experience. Oxytocin makes you want more with the other person. This is when the oxytocin is flowing, it's when you're nuzzling each other, you're laughing, you hug each other during, maybe you dig in the fingernails a little bit, you have that fun shared bond of, hey, let's try this. Hey, let's do this. It builds courage. It builds excitement. It builds joy. It builds fun in the act. This is especially important for women who want to enjoy the act together and share the moment. If she feels used afterward, it's usually because the oxytocin was not flowing properly on both sides before or during. So he ends up with a lot of dopamine at the end and very little oxytocin, and she ends up with a bunch of oxytocin, and then he hops on his phone, pulls on his pants, goes to play Xbox, then she feels used. If the oxytocin is flowing during, it should also be flowing afterward. And even if it's not, stick around afterward for a good 5 to 10 minutes. You don't have to be like wrapped up around each other like a yoga pose, but hold hands, talk, laugh, enjoy 5 to 10 minutes together afterward before you yank on your pants and jump out the window. Please have some fun together. Yeah, you can get up and go use the potty. I get that. Women tell me all the time, like, you want me to have a UTI? No. Get up, go use the bathroom, come back, and snuggle as the oxytocin is still flowing through your system. Have those connection moments, especially afterward. Don't quit at halftime. Don't quit when the physical activity is done. Quit when the oxytocin has run its course afterward through the aftercare moments and the afterglow. Share those moments together. All of this is how you have unitive sex. Good relationship, good attachment, good oxytocin, leading into good foreplay that is fun for both parties, and you're having a good time and laughing and sharing. And then during, checking in, good eye contact, communication, talking. Hey, how's this? Are you enjoying this? What can we do here? Hey, what do you feel like doing? Hey, this will be fun. Let's try this. Hey, this is cool. And just being close. Physical touching on the face during, very unitive for oxytocin typically. Avoiding eye contact, no eye contact. And, you know, the Batman voice and serial killer eyes and no, like, body parts. All right, do this, do this, do this, do this. Too many instructions. That's a good sign that it's probably not unitive. But enjoying it together and communication, fun, that's where it's at. And afterward, check in. Hey, what could we have done better this time? What would be fun for you next time? What would you like more of next time? It doesn't have to be a list of what went wrong. Hey, this was cool. What would you like more of next time so that we can remember to do it? What would you like to try more of next time? This was cool. This was great. Share that afterward. Discuss it. Don't say, that was fun. Share, like, this part was really great. Communication is key for refining the sexual compatibility between two people. It usually doesn't just happen. Refining it through communication and sharing what you want more of, really important. And this is how you can make your love life unitive together as a couple and bond closer as a couple through sex. Now, there's one more piece we should talk about, which is vasopressin. Vasopressin is a hormone released when you overcome challenges together, and men have more receptors for vasopressin than women do. And you need to implement some of this in your relationship. This is why guys who are invested in the relationship will then tell the woman, hey, we're going to give you 15,000 orgasms today, and it's going to be fantastic. She's like, no, please, I'll be crippled for life. That's why he's throwing out random parameters and saying, all right, we're going to take this hill, we're going to storm it, we're going to plant our flag. That's why he's doing this, is because he's wanting to achieve an objective with you, and he's wanting to also maximize your pleasure. Guys who really are invested in you and the relationship often will do this. Keep this in mind, and when he throws out like, all right, we're going to do 15, we'll say, hey, you know what? 5 is my limit, but let's do 5. And do them. Let him enjoy that and work with him to have them. You don't have to do it all on your own. Work with him to have them. Say more of this. Hey, move over here. Hey, hold right like that. That is perfect. Continue that. Hey, hold still. I will do some here myself as well. Like, enjoy it together in that moment and work with him to have your climaxes. Women, I'm speaking to the women here. And enjoy that moment of sharing it together. And then afterward, be like, yeah, that was great. We did it together. That was so fulfilling. That's his mission. And he'll ask you, like, all right, what was your total? Like, and you tell him, like, 5, and there was no way I was going more than that. That was perfect. Mission accomplished. You can tell mission accomplished. You can high five him if you want. But that will build some vasopressin for him and really keep him engaged. Because then he feels like, oh, we accomplished a mission. And that will bond him to you and say, hey, look, when there's a mission to achieve, she'll work with me. We actually have good communication. We're a good team at this orgasm thing. Maybe we'd be a good team at other challenges that we face. Because then outside of the bedroom, he's got vasopressin bonding to you, and he will want to work on problems with you and solve them together as a team. If you say, no, it's fine, don't worry about me. No, it was fine. No, hey, it was great. No, don't worry about it. If you push those off, you're telling him you don't want to solve challenges together. Go with the goal focus a little bit, humor him a little bit. Again, you don't have to do 15,000 until your legs break, but go with him a bit. State maybe your target number, maybe go over that target number once or twice, you know what I mean? But do it together. Don't fake it by any means. Please don't fake it. That's really the opposite of what you're trying to do here. But don't be afraid to ask for what you need, because if he loves you, he will want to accomplish that with you. This is the power of unitive sex. Have unitive sex. Don't just endure your sex life. Don't close your eyes and think of England. Enjoy it and build a unitive experience together as a couple. And if anything is in your way, or you need more tips on this, if you have traumas, for example, I have resources to help you get through this. There's another video here on this channel about how to reclaim your sex life after rape. There's a video on this channel for that. It's got demonetized because you can't use that word here, but that will help you overcome some of those trauma experiences and work with your partner to have a great experience. You want to do that? That video will show you how. Also, check out my website, adamlanesmith.com. If you want to fix your attachment and get that oxytocin flowing properly in the relationship, check out my attachment bootcamp course. Watch it as a couple, fix your attachment together, build great emotional intimacy, see how men and women bond in and out of the bedroom, enhance that experience, and then go from there. The bootcamp course will get you there. It's linked on my profile. It probably should be down in the description as well. And while you're at it, shoot me an email, support@adamlanesmith.com. Hey, Adam, I love that video, but here's this problem we have. Okay, I'll write you back and give you some tips. Or drop a comment down below. If it's not too embarrassing, drop a comment down below. Really, though, I would love to hear this. Subscribe, like while you're here, but please drop me a comment below. Have you ever experienced unitive sex? Just yes or no. If you want to give details, you're more than welcome to. I'm not soliciting info, but let me know. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Adam, I've never experienced this. You've just told me about something from Mars. If there's a ton of people in the comments saying I have never experienced this, that tells me I need to do more video guides showing people how to do more of this on a deeper level. If everyone's saying, yes, Adam, I've felt this all the time, we can pick a different topic. But let me know, because I really want to know where you're at and what you need next.